nostalgia, or curiosity. Cinema has the power to spark countless emotions, especially when we look back and rediscover the classics of an era so pivotal to culture. In this video, we're traveling back in time to explore the top 5 highest-grossing films of the 80s. Fasten your seatbelts, because we're about to take off. In 1989, Tim Burton introduced the world to a new and revolutionary interpretation of Batman, marking a milestone in cinema by redefining how superheroes were portrayed on the big screen. For the leading roles, Michael Keaton was cast as Bruce Wayne, a Batman, a choice that initially faced criticism, but ultimately proved to be spot on. Meanwhile, Jack Nicholson brought to life one of the most iconic villains in cinematic history, the Joker.
Me?
The confrontation between the two characters is not just physical, but also psychological, exploring the similarities and contrasts between the hero and the villain. The film offered a fresh perspective on the genre, moving away from the lighthearted and comedic tone of the 1960s series and adopting a more serious and mature atmosphere. The Gotham City portrayed by Burton became a character in its own right, with its gothic and claustrophobic aesthetic influencing many adaptations that followed. With a massive marketing campaign, including the iconic Bat logo featured on thousands of products, Batman grossed approximately $411 million worldwide. It was one of the most profitable films of the decade and helped solidify summer as the season for major blockbusters. The movie not only captivated audiences, but also laid the groundwork for what we now recognize as the superhero genre. In 1989, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade arrived as the third film in the iconic adventure series directed by Steven Spielberg and produced by George Lucas. This movie not only captivated audiences, but also solidified Indiana Jones as one of cinema's greatest adventurers. The story begins with a young Indiana Jones, played by River Phoenix, showcasing the origins of his signature look and personality. The film then moves to the main plot, where Harrison Ford reprises his role as the daring archaeologist. This time, Indy is on a mission to rescue his father, played by the legendary Sean Connery, who has been kidnapped while searching for the Holy Grail. The chemistry between the actors created some of the film's most memorable moments, balancing action with an emotionally driven family narrative. Harrison Ford once again shone at the cinema as Indiana Jones, praised for returning with a blend of humor, action, and emotional storytelling resonated with both audiences and critics, making it one of the most beloved films in the series. It was the highest-grossing film of 1989, earning approximately $474 million, and proving the enduring popularity of the franchise. In 1983, Return of the Jedi not only concluded the original Star Wars trilogy, but also delivered some of the most iconic moments in cinema history. Directed by Richard Marquand and written by George Lucas, the film stands out for its character development and the growing tension as the Rebel Alliance prepares to destroy the second Death Star. The film begins with Luke Skywalker and the others returning to Tatooine to rescue his friend Han Solo, who was frozen in carbonite after the events of The Empire Strikes Back. After the escape, the plot focuses on the final battle against the Galactic Empire. The conflict culminates in a series of epic confrontations, both in space and on the forest moon of Endor, where the rebel forces confront the Empire. One of the most memorable moments in the film is the final showdown between Luke and Darth Vader, where Luke faces his father, Anakin Skywalker, and the struggle for Anakin's redemption takes shape. The film also reveals the emotional complexity and Lucas's attempt to give a fitting conclusion to the Skywalker legacy, culminating in the defeat of Emperor Palpatine and the destruction of the evil Empire. With its iconic soundtrack composed by John Williams and visuals that still impress, Return of the Jedi grossed approximately $475 million and remains one of the greatest science fiction films of all time, a true milestone in cinematic history. Regarded by many as the best film in the Star Wars saga, The Empire Strikes Back elevated the franchise to new heights, both in storytelling and emotional depth. The story begins with the rebels on the run after the destruction of the first Death Star in the previous film. The Rebel Alliance establishes a secret base on the icy planet Hoth, but the Empire, led by Darth Vader, discovers it and launches a devastating attack. From there, the characters take separate paths, adding complexity to the narrative. Luke Skywalker embarks on a journey of self-discovery on the planet Dagobah, where he trains under the legendary Jedi Master Yoda. This relationship becomes one of the most iconic parts of the film, offering philosophical lessons that transcend the saga itself.
A Jedi uses the Force for knowledge and defense, never for attack.
Meanwhile, Han Solo and their companions face relentless pursuit from the Empire, leading to betrayal on the planet Bespin, where they meet Lando Calrissian. The film's most impactful moment occurs during the duel between Luke and Darth Vader. In the climactic sequence, Vader reveals a devastating truth.
I am your father.
That's not really cool, man.
More than just a movie, The Empire Strikes Back marked an era in cinema. Grossing approximately $538 million, it remains a benchmark for sequels that expand and improve upon their predecessors. With two films from the same trilogy making it onto the list of the decade's biggest hits, it solidified Star Wars as a cultural phenomenon. E.T. the Extraterrestrial not only dominated cinemas in the 1980s, but also became one of the most iconic films in history. Directed by Steven Spielberg, the movie captured hearts by blending science fiction, adventure, and a profound sense of humanity, creating a universal narrative that transcends generations. The story follows young Elliot, a boy who discovers and befriends an alien stranded on Earth named E.T. Throughout the film, Elliot and his siblings, Michael and Gertie, help the little extraterrestrial hide from authorities while trying to find a way to send him back home. The relationship between Elliot and E.T. is the heart of the film, exploring themes of friendship, acceptance, and sacrifice. One of the most memorable scenes is the iconic bicycle flight across the full moon, accompanied by John Williams' magical score, which has become a timeless symbol of human connection with the unknown. Spielberg masterfully balances moments of humor and tenderness with tension and drama. While the presence of government agents adds urgency to the plot, the focus remains on the children's genuine emotions and the bond they form with E.T. The film also reflects on childhood, feelings of isolation, and the search for belonging. Beyond its emotional impact, E.T. was a technical milestone. Its practical effects, combined with Spielberg's sensitive direction, brought the alien to life in a convincing and captivating way. The performance of the child cast was widely praised, especially Drew Barrymore's charming portrayal of the spirited young Gertie. For years, the film held the record for the highest-grossing movie of all time, reaching approximately $792 million, and cementing Spielberg's status as one of the greatest filmmakers ever. More than just a blockbuster, E.T. is a celebration of empathy and the magic of finding friendship in the most unexpected places. To this day, its message of hope and connection continues to touch millions around the world.
I'll be right here.
Did you watch any of these films, or did you think another one should have made the list? Let us know in the comments. As we saw, the 80s were a defining decade for cinema, shaping the entertainment we enjoy now and influencing modern culture. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so we can keep growing and creating more content like this. See you next time.